Pull out the checkbook, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, because Jacob Maxwell Freeman could soon be on his way to the WWE. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, bringing you an update on MJF's contract with AEW. And I was going to say his new updated contract, but there is no such thing because MJF is refusing to sign a new contract, even though Tony Khan is doing everything pretty much possible to get him to sign a new one. Now, MJF's current deal runs out in 2024, which will be a great year. Not only will President Trump be back in the White House, but we might also see MJF in the WWE. So, I mean, good things, great things. And if MJF was like a foot taller, by God, he'd probably already be in the WWE. Vince McMahon would have him as the Universal Champion, but unfortunately, MJF's still on the bit of a small side. But he can make that work. McMahon can make that work. And who would you rather work for? Vincent Kennedy McMahon, a fucking legend in the business, the biggest legend of all time, or Tony Khan, you know, a guy that took his daddy's money and complains with like people with 2 followers on Twitter. I mean, what the hell is that all about? But before I bash Tony Khan, I actually agree with Tony Khan in this situation, because Tony Khan is willing to give MJF the pay rise that he wants. He's willing to pay him more money. But the one thing MJF wants is more money without signing a longer deal. And Tony Khan is at the opposite of that. He is willing to give him more money as long as he commits his future for a longer time. And you can understand why Tony Khan feels that way, because Tony Khan's going to be like, well, first off, if I pay you more money and you're not willing to sign a longer contract, then it doesn't change nothing. It just means that I'm giving you more money. I've not got any more security. I'm not guaranteed to have you longer on the roster. I'm simply just throwing more money at you when I don't need to. So normally when someone wants a pay rise, if someone wants more money, they sign a new contract, and that new contract is normally always longer, or else there's no reason for the promoter or the owner, whether it's wrestling or a football team or whatever, unless they're willing to commit themselves for a couple more years or for a longer date, then it doesn't make sense for Tony Khan just to give him more money, because Tony Khan could just be like, well, we'll just keep the current deal and I'll pay you what we're currently paying you. What's the point of me doubling your pay or, you know, giving you an extra 10% or whatever when it doesn't do anything for Tony Khan? It doesn't do anything for AEW. Now, perhaps the only thing giving MJF more money without the contract length increasing, the only thing that would do is maybe boost up MJF's morale. Maybe it could convince MJF to stay in the company longer once his contract does run up in 2024. Maybe MJF would be like, well, Tony Khan's a fair man. You know, he gave me a pay rise without having to commit myself. He might take that into consideration down the line. But that is pretty much the only way this would benefit Tony Khan. So for once, I actually don't really disagree with Tony Khan. He's probably making the correct decision here. But I don't think it'll matter. I think MJF will be gone. I think come 2024, he will want to go to the WWE. I mean, MJF, he is a professional wrestler. He is a sports entertainer. He just doesn't suit this whole indie AEW feel where people want to go out and all they care about is match, flip, dive, you know, super kick. That's not MJF's thing. MJF is a sports entertainer. When you know McMahon, when you consider someone a professional wrestler, when you think of like a sports entertainer, when you think of a larger than life character, when you think of someone who's entertaining and charismatic, and got a personality, that's all MJF. That is MJF in a nutshell there. So you can definitely see out the two companies which one MJF fits in. He would 100% be at home in the WWE. And people are saying, oh, this is fake news, that they're creating drama, there's nothing happening here, it's a work, blah, blah, blah. They said the exact same thing about Cody Rhodes leaving, and that turned out not to be a work, that turned out not to be fake, that turned out to be 100% legit. And I think this MJF thing will also be 100% legit. So there you go. Still about another year and a half on his contract. So we won't know anything soon, but what I do think will happen is I think that MJF will have his contract run down. I do not think he will sign a longer deal, and I do believe in 2024 we will see MJF competing for the WWE. So let me know what you think down below. What's your thoughts? Do you think MJF will end up in the WWE? Do you think Tony Khan should give him more money? Or do you think MJF should need to commit to a longer deal in order to get that pay rise that he wants? I think that would probably be the fair thing to do, but the fact that MJF doesn't want to do that totally spells out that he's got WWE plans for 2024. Anyway guys, that is it. I'll catch you in the next one. Let us know what you think down below in the comments, but until then, peace.